Watch track legend Justin Gatlin's mind-blowing reaction to IShowSpeed's epic race. Run a dash symbol. I respected IShowSpeed for stepping to the challenge. That's what Justin Gatlin said for IShowSpeed back when he raced Noah Lyles. The race took place in November 2024. Organized by Mr. Beast. Over 50 Lyles won in 5.67 seconds, while Speed clocked 6.01 seconds. Ever since then, Darren Jason Watkins Jr. Speed has been athletic and even made appearances in WWE. But when he loses yet another race to an ex-NCAA star, what would Gatlin say? Gatlin, sharing the post to his story, first took a friendly hit at Speed. Damn, at IShowSpeed you getting clapped and I haven't got my race yet. There might be an IShowSpeed versus Justin Gatlin matchup possible in the near future. Back in June 2025, the Olympian announced that he's starting training and will be ready for 40-meter and street races against the YouTuber. But along with sarcasm, Gatlin also sent some praise to Nigel Green, the guy who beat the CR7 fan. I see you. Copyright Bulletin. He wrote, Speed was meeting local athletes in New York when Green approached and challenged him to a race. He made the content creator Google his name and check his record too, convinced that he was up against some serious competition. Speed agreed and a track on the way was decided from the start. Nigel exploded off the line with textbook acceleration. He quickly opened a clear gap while Speed gave a strong effort but couldn't match Nigel's top end speed. Nigel crossed the finish well ahead, securing a decisive win in the clips circulating online. While the numbers are not yet out, counting the defeat from Noah Lyles, this would be Speed's third loss to an athlete after losing to Noah despite all advantages. Speed lost to Australian rugby player Darcy Jones. Nigel Green is also a bona fide competitive sprinter around both college and pro sprinting with a fast personal best of 10.8 seconds. And with that, his NCAA journey has been nothing but amazing. Negan Green's NCAA career. Nigel Green broke out as a top sprinter at Southern Connecticut State University, where he won multiple Northeast 10 and New England level sprint titles, placed in the top 10 at the NCAA Division II Outdoor Championships. Plus, there were several USDFCCCA Division II All-American honors. 2. He also captured state championships in high school in the 100m and 300m, showing early promise as a sprinter. After his success at SCSU, he transferred to the University of Tennessee as a graduate transfer and stepped up to SEC Division I competition for the Volunteers, making his UT debut at early season relays. Outdoors, he boasts personal bests of 10.34 seconds in the 100m and 20.72 seconds in the 200m, both recorded in 2022. Indoors, he has impressive marks in the 55mm 6.39, 60mm 6.89, 200m 21.26, and 300m 33.16, demonstrating his ability to excel in short sprints and sprint relays alike. His performances have made him a consistent contributor to Tennessee, scoring relays and sprint events. He also captured state championships in high school in the 100m and 300m, showing early promise as a sprinter. So beating Speed was probably not a very difficult task for Green. The stadium was not full, but the noise was deafening. A strange blend of track and field passion and internet energy had collided under the floodlights. The event wasn't a diamond league, nor was it the Olympics. Instead, it was something born out of the digital age where YouTube stars, retired greats, and hungry athletes crossed paths. On this night, one race stole the attention. IShowSpeed versus a former NCAA star sprinter. Few expected it to be serious, but the moment the gun fired, the crowd realized this was no comedy sketch. And among those clapping the loudest at the finish line was none other than Justin Gatlin. one of the most decorated sprinters in history. Gatlin in the stands. 4. Justin Gatlin, retired from competition, but never detached from the sport. This was an odd yet refreshing sight. The 2004 Olympic champion and multi-time world champion had seen it all. The grueling pressure of major championships, the heartbreak of injuries, the sting of controversy, and the sweetness of redemption. Yet here he was, grinning, applauding a young man who had once burned tracks in the NCAA, but had faded quietly into semi-obscurity. Gatlin leaned forward, his palms echoing sharply as he clapped, not in mockery, not in casual politeness, but in genuine recognition. Speed brings fans, Gatlin remarked to a friend nearby, but talent, real talent, never hides. That boy still has it. The race that wasn't supposed to matter. When IShowSpeed announced he wanted to race, most thought it was another spectacle, another way for the YouTuber to pump adrenaline into his fan base. His antics often blurred the line between entertainment and sport. The cameras followed him as he bounced, barked, and shouted at the start line. He flexed for the crowd, played to the live stream, and promised to shock the world. But standing next to him, quiet and focused, was the ex-NCAA sprinter. His name had once flashed across collegiate leaderboards. He had been the kind of athlete whispered about as the next big thing. But injuries, personal setbacks, and the cruel economics of track and field had slowed his rise. Professional contracts hadn't come. International stages never arrived. And yet, the fire had not gone out. As the starter raised the gun, the contrast couldn't have been sharper. One man performing, the other remembering. Lightning in 10 seconds. The crack of the pistol silenced the chaos. Speed launched out, arms flailing, but powerful. His raw athleticism, undeniable. The crowd roared just to see him run. But within the first 20 it became clear. The former NCAA sprinter's technique was poetry compared to speed. Storm. His strides lengthened, his head aligned, his spikes punched the track with precision. By 60 the race was over. Speed was still fighting, still sprinting wildly, but the collegiate veteran was already ahead. His form a clinic for anyone watching. He crossed the line first, not with the dominance of Usain Bolt or the flash of Noah Lee, but with the smoothness of a man who had never forgotten what it meant to race. Gatlin's applause. The audience erupted, half for Speed's guts and half for the victor's grace. Cameras swung to Gatlin, who had risen to his feet. His applause was not just noise. It was history, recognizing persistence. You can't fake this, Gatlin said later in an interview. Speed has energy, and he'll always draw people in. But when I see a kid who came through the system, battled what this sport throws at you, and still shows up like that deserves respect. His words carried weight. Gatlin himself knew the grind of American track and field better than most. He had been the young college kid breaking through in 2001. He had felt the crushing weight of scrutiny, the long road back from suspension, and the loneliness of training when few believed in him. When Gatlin clapped, he wasn't just cheering for a race. He was acknowledging survival. The internet meets tradition. The video of the race spread instantly. Clips of Speed's chaotic warm-up drew millions of laughs. But another clip, quieter and more surprising, began to trend. Justin Gatlin standing clapping, nodding with a knowing smile as the former NCAA sprinter caught his breath. Comments poured in. Thank you for watching. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and share. Till next time.